Hey y'all. Okay, I'm not gonna tell y'all how I made this video, then I realized it didn't record. So I'm starting over. Anyway, I wanted to say real quick that I got my hair pressed out because I wanted to see how long it was or how much it grew. But I would like to thicken it up. So if anybody knows any products out there that can help, any natural products anyway that might have worked for you, or you know somebody that worked for, um, let me know to help me thicken my hair up. Okay. Anyway, so this video is going to be about how I break down words. And I'm making it because it was requested. A lot of people always ask me that. People inbox me. People come on my Facebook page and my YouTube page, and they always ask me, how am I able to break down words? So I made a list of 7 things that I do consistently that helps me break down words. But I would like for you to understand that it comes from within. So it's not something that I can teach. Like people will say, can you ask me to teach them? And I'm like, I don't know if I can teach you. I can show you the tools that I use, but really it comes from within. Okay. I want to start with to help you understand how the first thing that I establish in my mind is that I always go past what I see. I always dig, 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 dig deep. And to show you how that works, I'm going to use the word God, for example, because a lot of people like to, oh, don't use the word God, and that's a Dutch word, or that's a German word, and that's a this word and that word. Listen, every word is tied back to metaphysical. I'm going to say every word. Every word that, in my experience, can somehow be tied back to metaphysical. And the word God ain't no different, okay? Because you want to say that it's a Dutch word or it's a German word, well, go look up the word Dutch. Go look up the etymology of the word Dutch. It's going to take you to the word Deus, which means God. Therefore, the word God still led you to the word God. Okay? Even if you want to say it's a German word, well, what is a germ? A germ is a seed, which a seed is a zerah in Hebrew. Zero. Zerah, zero. It's still going back to the starting point. So if I want to use the word God, I'll use it as freely as I want to, because I've broken down that word in multiple ways and I understand the meaning of it. Okay? Now, I don't know who made these words up, who made this language up, but you know what I realized? When you start to understand how words work and they connect and stuff like that, you could probably make up your own language. Really. That's a whole nother subject, though, because that's magic when you doing that, moving the words around and stuff, or the vibration. So, the first thing I would like to ask you in regards to breaking down words, you need to think about how you're thinking about things. You need to think about not what you're thinking, or how are you thinking about it? How are you perceiving it? Because me personally, I look at pretty much everything from a metaphysical perspective. If you're one of my closer friends, you know that. I will make some type of metaphysical connection to this bottle of Windex, okay? Oh, this is the cheap kind to say. It ain't Windex, it's window. Don't judge me, okay? Because it works. Anyway. So I make a metaphysical connection to almost everything. So that's why I'm asking you, how do you think? Not what do you think, but how do you think? Well, I look like I got a boogie on my nose. Sorry, y'all. That was rude. Oh, well, if you know me, then you know that I'm silly. So, all right. So the 7 things. I'm going to try to get through this video within 15 minutes. Number 1 thing that I have to use is my memory, my own mind. I have to remember, because I'm researching words in multiple languages. I'm researching Arabic, Sanskrit, Hebrew, Greek. I'm looking at the hieroglyphics. I look at the Akkadian language. I've looked at so many different languages, and I've seen so many different words in different languages that when I see a word, it might trigger. I've seen that word in a different language mean something else. Doesn't mean that it means something totally different. I try to figure out how can they be connected, because that means that at one time, the phonetic of that word or the sound of that word meant it to this particular culture. Because if you want to talk about the Akkadian language or the Greek language or the Hebrew language or the whatever language, this is what it meant in that particular region or culture or whatever you want to call it. My point is that I use my memory a lot. I remember where I saw that other word at, okay? The other thing is, of course, I use etymology a lot. The thing about when I first started going to the etymology dictionary, that's how I started realizing that a lot of words were connected phonetically, because it will show you that it's this word in this language, this word in that language, this word in this language, this word in that language. And all of those words, even though they was in different languages, they damn near sounded the same. So that kind of told me that phonetics is way more important than what we think that it is. And just because it's in different languages doesn't mean that they're not related. When you start researching etymology, you'll see that. Like when you look up the word mother, there's so many different languages, you damn near saying the same thing. It has that mud sound in it somehow. Like mud, which is the earth. But anyway, Medu means mother in the hieroglyphics or in the Egyptian language. All right, so the thing about phonetics also is that I learned over time to slow down what I'm saying. Say words really slow. That is how I realized the word vibration. Vibration. I said it really slow, and I figured out that it was the word viper, ra, sun. A viper is a serpent. Then I looked up the word serpent, I looked at the word viper, it meant to bring forth life. That told me that the word vibration means to bring forth life. That's how I came to the understanding that when a cell is going through, or a egg cell has been hit by that sperm, it starts to go through meiosis, and that's where sacred geometry comes in at and changes the shape of the cell. And that's how you start to become formed. Your sacred geometry is what you are. Anyway, so phonetics, I slow down the words, okay? I also use multiple dictionaries. Sanskrit dictionary, like I just said, I have all this in my phone, and they're all free. Free PDFs I use. Even when I'm looking for like some type of medical dictionary, because I have, what is it called? Is it Henry's something? What is that medical dictionary that everybody uses? I forgot. Gray's Anatomy, yeah. I have that downloaded. I have like an embryology type of dictionary downloaded. All type of medical dictionaries I have downloaded. But see, when I look at dictionaries, I always look at old dictionaries. I heard Yafa Bey say, if it's new, it ain't true. So when I look up dictionaries, I go on Google and I go on Google Books and I put whatever dictionary. And then I go in the search deeper and I do it from the year, because you can do specifically books from a particular year. I do it from like 1700 to 1900. I try not to even look at books past a certain point. But that's how I look at really old medical dictionaries. Real old Bible dictionaries. I have a lot of dictionaries in my phone. But if you want to look for different types of dictionaries, just go on Google Books, and put whatever dictionary and see what comes up. Okay? Now, when I look at things, I make a metaphysical connection to it. I said that in the beginning of the video. But to give you an example of that, I know that the elite put things in our face, and it really has a deeper meaning to it. Like, I'm joking around with the Windex or whatever, but I probably could figure out, it has to do with cleaning mirrors. The word wind has to do with spirit, breath. But to give you an example that I already figured out is the word religion, because they came out with True Religion jeans. I almost fell off the bed when I figured that out. I was laying in the bed. I remember that day. And I was laying in the bed and I was like, I wonder what religion really is, though. Like, what religion truly is. And then, ding, what's true religion? True religion jeans? Genes, as in as in DNA? That told me right there that religion was about DNA. Okay? So what I'm saying is that I look at things and I figure out the symbolism behind it. Okay? The other thing is when I look at words, I look at them as symbols. I look at each individual letter as symbols, and I try to figure out what each symbol means. That's how I figured out that ego was 360. Because if you look at those three words as numbers, the E looks like a 3, the G looks like a 6. 360, 360 degrees of knowledge is what you're really talking about. The ego is not what a lot of people think that it is. I've been studying that word for the past 3 days. I'm probably going to do a video on it because we are like way off. I mean, even myself, I used to say, oh, it's the lower self and your ego is in the way. And no, we need it. And it's way more than what we think that it is. Okay? So anyway, when I look at symbols, I also see numbers. I see shapes. And they're symbols. Okay? And the last thing is when I look at words, I see anagrams. So I look for words inside of words. I move letters around. Have you ever seen the movie The Da Vinci Code? That's what Tom Hanks was doing. He was like, I would dream to be like that, because he could look at it and boom, 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 boom. He'd see it right away. What is it really? That is how, like when you look at the word world, you really see the word word right in it. And it has an L in there. Even the position of where the L is could probably tell you even more about what world really is. Okay? So I move letters around, and that kind of tells me what the word is really inside the word. Like the word receive has Eve in there, but there's an I stuck in the middle. That tells me that it has to do with an I in the darkness, because Eve is darkness. Okay? So, yeah, I move letters around. I read words backwards and forwards. That all helps me figure out what it really is. It was something else I wanted to say, but I forgot. Too bad I didn't write it down. I said I was going to do this video from the heart. So, if I think about it, I'll make a post what the last thing was. All right, y'all. Peace.